Sometimes things are just offensive. Sometimes things are just offensive. It's as simple as that. So I've not yet done my once upon a time in Hollywood review, but I just feel this whole Bruce Lee thing is something that I definitely want to comment on after I was in a debate on Reddit right now. I'm not the biggest Bruce Lee fan. I actually believe that Donnie Yen would beat up Bruce Lee personally, or probably even Tony Jaa. I think that if there was a fight, Donnie Yen would win, and I'm more of a Donnie Yen fan than I am a Bruce Lee fan. I think Michael Jai White would beat up Bruce Lee as well. But that's just me. But I respect the impact he had, and I respect what he was about. And Tarantino completely, pretty much disrespected what this guy was about from multiple people who knew him closely, like Karim Abdul-Jabbar. Um, because the annoying thing here is that there are times when so-called social justice warriors and PC people can get annoyed when they can come in and they just think that everything is an issue and they're fighting for equality in places where no, equality doesn't work there. But what I also don't like is that there's also a flip side. Not everything is a that's just SJW, that's just PC. Some things are just offensive. Some things are just offensive. Not all things are offensive. That's life is a balance because some morons think that if you criticize a really big director or a really big film that they like, the instant response is, "Oh my gosh, here's this snowflake coming in here. Here's this social justice warrior coming in here. Or here is this PC police coming here." No, some things are offensive, and with this Bruce Lee thing, Bruce Lee was, in my opinion, represented as both arrogant and a moron. And even for me, who didn't know him personally, what I always knew of Bruce Lee, not even being a Bruce Lee fan, was this was a guy that was very intelligent, very smart, and wouldn't go straight into combat in any kind of form, even if he was challenged, unless he had to. So he'd only do it based on self defense if somebody was attacking him. But if a guy said, "Oh, let's just get in a fight to see who is stronger," and do you think Bruce Lee would get in a fight with just some flipping stuntsman? Just some random stuntsman? Really? It's stupid. And even for me, who I'm not even a martial artist or anything, do you really think that Bruce Lee, who was known as one of the fastest dudes, we also flipping Enter the Dragon, one of the fastest dudes, would miss a kick on some stuntsman who is you're a stuntman, you're not a fighter, you're not a martial artist. You have no speed of movement or understanding of combat. And my thing about it is that people say, "Oh, it's just a film, it's just art." And this is why the Karim Abdul-Jabbar article on Hollywood Reporter is so important. Your films can influence how certain people are viewed, and there are certain people who are quite important. Now, let's go on the flip side now. Let's say Elvis Presley. He's a guy that's loved, isn't he? Let's say I'm making a film, and I'm just making this film about Motown and all the artists from Motown, and I put Elvis Presley in there, and I make Elvis Presley a complete dumb idiot. And I just make him a stumbling clown and a flipping fool. He can hardly sing. He's drunk all over the place, and he's literally like a bomb. And people kick him, they step on him, people even piss on him, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that would anger people. I'll say, "Oh, it's just being art and everything," but people would take serious offense to that. I'm pretty sure they would if all I showed of Elvis Presley are people using him as a toilet and pretty much pissing in his face. So with someone like a Bruce Lee who is so iconic, and see this is the key thing here, because I know that Tarantino understands how to represent certain people. Like that's why my favorite film of his is Kill Bill Volume One. You're telling a story about Hollywood, and Bruce Lee during that time was a very very important figure in Hollywood. So when I even saw Bruce Lee was in this, I said, "My gosh, this is a huge deal," because he made one of the most iconic films of that time, and he was a very iconic figure of that time. So to pretty much belittle him as just, yeah, man, this arrogant Asian dude who thinks he's really, really tough. I mean, because even when I was watching it in the cinema, I was like, come on. So for me, I mean, I will release my full review in it and giving my views, but I just think that, if you're a Bruce Lee, I'm not even a Bruce Lee fan, and I felt that was insulting. If you're a Bruce Lee fan, you should feel really insulted because this is just not really art. Because if you're telling a respectable kind of film, telling a respectable kind of film, there are some things you can leave to art, but there are also some things which you need to be mindful of and portray in a proper way. As in, are we now gonna just, because it's art, make Martin Luther King look like a fool because it's art? Are we now gonna make Gandhi or the Dalai Lama or people like that look like oafs because it's art? There should be a line, because if everything is art, then my gosh, let's offend everyone. Let's even offend religious figures. Let's offend political figures, because it's Bruce. I mean, it's Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is not losing a fight to some stuntsman. And if people say, "Oh, it's look," my review will come up, but I just think that, in my view, coming after that whole thing, the way that was set up, in my view, made Bruce Lee look like a moron. That's my view. It made him look like an idiot, and it made Brad Pitt's character look really, really cool and really, really macho. So therein rests the problem. You're using an Asian character there to prop up your white character, which is something people were trying to fight against. That's just my take on it, but my review is going to drop very soon.